Hey there, California 27. It's Mike Garcia out here in Washington, D.C., getting ready to go back home for the next week in California. Hey, we're going to do these weekend review videos here to give you an update on what we've done over the last week or so in Washington, D.C. This is in addition to our newsletters. If you haven't subscribed to the newsletter and you'd like to, there's a link in this post to subscribe to our weekly newsletter. That gets you up to speed on what's going on in the district, what's going on in Washington, D.C., and we'll do these videos. Overall, obviously, this week, on the heels of last week's drama, we've got a new majority in place. We've started to hit the ground running already, and a lot of good things have happened. A lot more efficient as well. We're not spending as much time to do one single vote. Used to take 1 hour. Now we're doing that in 5 to 15 minutes. So that overall, that's good. This week, first of all, huge victory for us. We got our military licensing, Spouse Licensing Relief Act signed into law by the White House. This is the deal. You've probably seen videos on it that allows active duty spouses to cross-deck their licenses from one state to another. If they're a real estate agent, a cosmetologist, beautician, they no longer have to get re-credentialed. So this is now law. It passed technically under last year's session. White House signed it this week, and we're super proud of that. Also this week, we submitted 3 new bills. One bill reprograms some of the money that was taken away from the IRS. I'll talk about that here in a second. That money will be reprogrammed into base pay for our nation's military, for especially our junior enlisted, so that they can get above that equivalent of $15 per hour. The second bill I introduced is an inflation hedge. It basically prevents Congress from adding new spending line items if our inflation indices are above 4.5%, which is obviously where we are in this environment with 8.5%, 9% inflation. So this will prevent us from spending more money aggravating inflation. And then the third bill is something that we were trying to get done in the last session as well, but it's the removal of that $10,000 SALT cap, that state and local tax deduction cap. It's tax season all over again. We all know the pain in California that we have. We can't deduct more than $10,000 from our federal taxes of state and local taxes that we've incurred. In California, where our taxes are way too high, this is a huge problem for us. So hoping to get that removed with this bill. At the party level, at the big picture level, we also passed a bill in the House that will revoke the 87,000 IRS agents. The funding for them now will go away. That got through the House. We're kicking it over to the Senate now and hopefully undoing that. That money needs to be either reprogrammed to the border, reprogrammed to our troops, or frankly, given back to American taxpayer dollars. We also stood up a select committee to investigate and to hold China accountable. This will be a bipartisan committee that's going to be in place the next couple of years. Actually, I think close to 100 Democrats voted for this as well. This is how we're going to hold China accountable. We also set up a select committee to investigate the weaponization of government, abuses of government towards the American people, calling parents terrorists, things along these lines. This is how we're going to hold our own government accountable for some of the things that we've seen over the last couple of years. And then the last bill that we passed this week was actually a bill that protects us prevents the White House from selling our strategic petroleum reserves. This is a large reserve of oil that we have as a nation. It's at basically a 40-year low. When I was 8 years old was the last time the reserves were as low as they are right now, something like a 40% reduction in our reserves. And a lot of that reserve oil is being sent and sold to the Chinese Communist government, right? So it's helping them replenish their reserves on the back of us depleting our reserves with no backfill plan for our own supply. So this bill will handcuff the White House from preventing them from selling the reserves, and that'll be a huge thing. So leaving D.C. this week, I'll be in the district next week. Looking forward to a lot of visits in the district throughout Antelope Valley, Santa Clarita, Porter Ranch, Granada Hills. We also moved offices in this new session. We now have an office in Santa Clarita as well as the Antelope Valley. And those locations are different. So if you want to visit our website to get those new addresses, you can. Our website's mikegarcia.house.gov. And as always, you can come in, you can talk to our caseworkers, get the help you need with a federal agency. And as always, like I said, you can subscribe to the newsletter where a lot of this information will be sent to you via email. If you need help with casework with the IRS, the VA, State Department for visas and passports, please don't hesitate to reach out. We can resolve a lot of these issues very quickly, where it may take you weeks or months to resolve. You shouldn't have to call your congressman to get the help, but we're proud to do it. We're happy to do it. That's our job, and so please let us help you. We've got a great team. We're also aware that we've had some technical difficulties with the move. Our phones are not working as flawlessly as we would like them to right now in the district. So if you want to reach out to us, you can call the Washington, D.C. office at 202-225-1956, and we'll connect you to our staff in the district and get you connected with a caseworker. So as always, guys, reach out if you have any questions. If you need help, reach out to us. We'll keep doing these updates as frequently as we can, and looking forward to a more efficient and more effective new majority here in the next 2 years and serving the beautiful 27th District.